A lot of that happens because of, number one, defensively, you're just out of position being up with the attack. But cheap goals, meaning brain farts, easy things. Inter Miami's not necessarily doing the easy things on defense, marking the right man, getting the right personnel on the right player. Calling these games and seeing it unfold, it's a little frustrating because Inter Miami has the better team, and they're going to have the better team in the MLS for the rest of the year. Cheap goals, number 2. Number 3, they can't protect the lead. My goodness. Can't protect the game, can't protect the lead. Inter Miami will go up, and they'll immediately concede. When Inter Miami concedes, the goals start coming quick. I just mentioned Josh Sargent, 59th minute. ETN, 62nd minute. In the Leon game, it was the same thing. Philadelphia, I know the goal didn't count, but Pierre should have had 2 goals in the game. Pierre had a header goal in the 58th, and I'm actually at your mercy. It wasn't Pierre who had the goal, but he had the opportunity in front of net, which got cleaned up on a Ricky rebound goal. Now, thankfully, Pierre was offsides, but the segments that Inter Miami goes through when they concede, hard to watch sometimes. And then the midfield. I don't want to sit here and blame Casemiro because I think Casemiro is a fantastic player, and I think he could play in the MLS. I talked to a lot of Inter Miami fans who go, God, Mike, Casemiro's past it. I just saw that brother score almost 9 goals. I just saw Casemiro score 9 goals for Manchester United a calendar year ago. You can't tell me that the guy is washed up. I think they're playing him at that Sergio Busquets role, and it's not working. I think him, Lionel Messi, Rodrigo de Paul, Berterame, Suarez, that mixture of player, I don't think Casemiro knows their nuances yet. He doesn't know when they're cutting. He doesn't, it takes time to get used to new players. There's a lot of new for Casemiro on this team. But in the midfield, I think Inter Miami is tactically at a disadvantage right now, which is crazy because you got Rodrigo de Paul, who's one of a top 5 player in the MLS. You got Casemiro, who probably bar for bar is a top 10 player in the MLS. And they're struggling. They're struggling to get the continuity together. And I think it's tactical. I think they're trying to play Casemiro like Busquets. They're trying to have Busquets sit back. Busquets needs to be up with the attack. Casemiro needs to be more up the field with the attack. Watch him at United. Go back and watch Casemiro at United. He wasn't sitting in midfield. He was in the final third. He was more of a Rodrigo de Paul role. And right now, that's what de Paul is. De Paul is getting it running forward, and not a lot's happening. De Paul is making the passes to Lionel Messi, and that gets me to my next thing, is they're too dependent on Lionel Messi. Everything is going through Messi, which is easy for the defense to counter and to control. You focus on Messi, all hell is going to break loose for a lot of these teams. Meaning, all hell break loose in a good way. They're going to turn the ball over, and they're going to get the ball on a counter. And that's how Inter Miami has been losing these games. They've been losing these games because they've been turning the ball over and giving up bad goals, cheap goals, defensive transition problems. It all lines up. They're too reliant on Leo. Is Leo having good performances? Absolutely. To the point where Lionel Messi actually came out and said, listen, we're not at our best, but we got to figure it out. He's not playing poorly. And the team, number 6, I think the supporting cast around Messi, the attackers like Herman Berterame, Luis Suarez. Dude, since Suarez was suspended for Leagues Cup, he has not got back to the form in which he was in. Before Leagues Cup, in 4 MLS games, Luis Suarez had 7 goal contributions, 6 scoring and 1 assist. Since Leagues Cup, hasn't been on the score sheet. I don't know if it's just tactical. With Luis specifically, I don't know if it's too reliant on Messi, but you're seeing it that Luis Suarez wasn't the player that he was pre-Leagues Cup. It could be the status of the team. And that leads us to number 8. Just, they're not there. They're not there right now. Inter Miami, it's a mental thing right now. It's a confidence thing right now. And it's hard to watch because they are the better team. Coming up at 6:15 or 6:20, excuse me, we're going to be talking to KAMARA. KAMARA, the second all-time goal scorer in MLS history, number 2 on the list, ahead of the likes of Landon Donovan. We're going to be talking to him exactly about the Inter Miami woes. We're going to speak to him on his thoughts on what it's like in the locker room, how they could turn things around. We're really going to get the player perspective with KAMARA coming up here at about 6:20. But to finish this out quickly, rapid fire, again, reasons Inter Miami are having issues. 4 losses, 1 draw in their last 5. Number 1, defensive transition problem. 2, too many cheap goals. 3, they cannot protect the game or hold the lead. 4, the midfield is inconsistent and not controlling the game. 5, the attack is way too dependent on Lionel Messi. 6, they're not finishing the chances they're creating, a la Luis Suarez being right in front of net last game and sending it to the right. He was one-on-one with goalkeeper Luka Gavrin for Toronto, sent it to the right. Number 7, the supporting attackers have not been good enough. Number 8, injuries. Number 9, confidence. And number 10, no balance. There is no balance in the Inter Miami lineup right now. Once again, this is Pink Smoke, where we talk everything Inter Miami, everything Lionel Messi on ESPN 106.3. I want to tell you about my good friends at Hard Rock Bet. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today. Get involved on Inter Miami. Listen, you think our Herons are going to bounce back on the 29th this Saturday? Take them on the Hard Rock Bet app. You're going to probably get some good odds. We're in a skid. We're in a slump. Take Inter Miami versus Montreal. Hey, listen, if you think Montreal is going to win, I disagree with you because I am the ultimate Inter Miami homer, as I always say. But if you think Montreal is going to be able to get a result because Inter Miami is struggling, take them on the Hard Rock Bet app. One thing that's been consistent is Lionel Messi finding the back of the net. Take a Lionel Messi anytime goal, all of it with Hard Rock Bet. Inter Miami, World Football, Prem's going on, La Liga, Real Madrid winning 4-1 today over Real Sociedad. Kylian Mbappe, a hat trick. Can you imagine if you took Madrid on the money line and Kylian Mbappe anytime goal? Download the app today. That's Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're a friend and concerned about gambling, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That is 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Mike Rizzo here live on Pink Smoke, ESPN 106.3. We are about to take a timeout to get KAMARA on the show. But Inter Miami, their next couple of fixtures, quickly. Inter Miami's next couple of fixtures. They have 2 home games in a row. August 29th and September 5th. Obviously, this Saturday on the 29th, they're welcoming in Montreal. Montreal is one of those teams that aren't very good, to say the least. They're 14th on the table in the Eastern Conference. Now, to be fair to them, they're tied with 3 other teams. A team Inter Miami picked up a draw against in the Philadelphia Union and Atlanta United. So Montreal, the 14th team, according to points and goal differential, in the Eastern Conference. They're going to be welcoming them. And then I mentioned Atlanta United. So 2 teams that are in the bottom half of the Eastern Conference are going to be coming to New Bank Stadium. I think this, dare I say, a must 6-point. I think if Inter Miami wants to compete for the Supporters Shield, meaning, and folks, for those of you that don't know what the Supporters Shield is, it's the team that has the best record in the MLS, Western Conference and Eastern Conference. Most points, best record, most points in the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami is 3rd on that. Nashville currently running away with it. They're on a 3-game win streak. But again, Inter Miami, 2 easy opponents coming up to New Bank Stadium, and we're going to try to dissect what Inter Miami's problem is with right now with their 5-game skid with KAMARA coming up in just a moment. Let's take our first time out of the program. Coming up on the other side, KAMARA, legendary goal scorer in the MLS, joining us on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
The Summer of Audi sales event is here. The finesse, the precision, and the power. We know the sound of performance when we hear it. Game recognizes game.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
What's up, fellas? Mike Golick Jr. here. Labor Day weekend is back. Football, tailgates, and the grill's hot. But one bad play can change your world. You knock back a few drinks, think you're fine to drive, and that's how lives get turned upside down. Yours, your boys, everyone on the road. So don't fumble it. In 2024, nearly 12,000 people died in alcohol-impaired driving traffic deaths. So call the right play. Plan for a designated driver, a rideshare, or crash on the couch. Be the MVP this season. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
This is Pink Smoke.
Messi! One-timer to Segovia, goal!
here's Mike Rizzo.
Folks, you hear me talk about the Hard Rock Bet app so much. It's because it's the only legal sports book in Florida. You heard me. The only legal sports book in Florida and legal place to place bets is Hard Rock Bet. Man, did I win some money on that Real Madrid game earlier today. Oh, I wonder who had a Kylian Mbappe anytime goal and Real Madrid on the goal line. This guy. Now, I haven't won money on our Inter Miami Herons recently, but folks, if you think Inter Miami is going to be able to bounce back against Montreal, I do. On the 29th, coming up this Saturday, take them on that Hard Rock Bet app. Take Lionel Messi to score. Messi on an absolute heater. One thing's for certain, Messi scoring goals and making an impact might be on a skid, might be, part of the problem is that we're a little too reliant on the greatest player of all time, Lionel Messi. But one thing's for certain, you could win some cash with an anytime goal score bet on Lionel Messi on the Hard Rock Bet app. Download it today. That is Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're a friend and concerned about gambling, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That's 1-833-PLAY-WISE. We're moments away from getting KAMARA on the program. Once again, KAMARA is the second all-time leading goal scorer in MLS history. He's going to try to help us break down what exactly is going on with Inter Miami and the great one, Lionel Messi. But Inter Miami currently on that Eastern Conference. I mentioned the Supporter Shield race where they're third place. They've fallen behind the Whitecaps of Vancouver on the Supporter Shield race only by 1 point. But I believe we have them joining us now to make sense of all and everything that is going on with Inter Miami is an absolute MLS legend. It's KAMARA. He is the second all-time leading goal scorer in MLS history, an Apple TV analyst, and a man who knows the inner workings of an MLS locker room arguably better than anybody alive. Once again, KAMARA joining us on Pink Smoke. Kai, how are you today, partner? Thanks so much for joining.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I didn't expect that, but it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to talk MLS, which is a little bit different. I'm used to being on the field and playing, and now I get to, speak my truth about the league, about the teams. So it's a beautiful thing.
And Kai, honest God, partner, no one better to do it. Well, I mentioned your accolades with the goal scoring, but you've played for a record 12 different MLS clubs. You know exactly what a locker room feels like and looks like when things are going good, maybe things are going bad. Partner, shed some light for me because our Inter Miami Herons, once again, Mike Rizzo, voice of the Inter Miami Herons, and this is our Inter Miami radio network on ESPN 106.3. When a star-studded team like Inter Miami is on a 5-game skid without getting a win, 4 losses in the draw, Kai, what are the immediate conversations that are happening behind closed doors, and how do you think veterans are stepping up to kind of stop the bleeding here?
Oh, this is something that you don't expect when you talk about a team like Inter Miami. You definitely do not expect a team like that to go this many games, 5 games, 4 games without, getting results that they want. As we look at Inter Miami, former champions coming into the season, you're expecting more with the addition of just everyone that they do have. Let's not just talk Messi because, again, Messi is the biggest name we can talk about when we talk Miami, but now Casemiro being added to the team and having DePaul. I mean, this is a star-studded all-star team that we're talking about here, but results has not been really working for them recently, and you don't like to see that. Even the game against Toronto being a new stadium, this is a place where you expect Miami to get a result, and that result didn't come their way. Toronto being able to get a win over Miami, which was shocking. But again, that's not just from that game. Even if you look at the game before that, it was a battle against Philadelphia Union. Philadelphia Union are going into these games. Most of the teams, when I'm in locker rooms, when you play Miami, we're pumped up. We're excited because we know everyone is watching and everybody's excited to play against stars like, the Messi, as we talk about. So you saw Philadelphia, they took it to them. They're ready for the battle. They're ready for the punch. They were able to get a result from that. But I can see this locker room, if I would say, in my experience, I can see this locker room a bit, timid, That's how it has to be because everybody needs to be looking over their shoulders, even though, yes, we do have some players with very bigger accolades than myself. And maybe sometimes the coaches are even a bit nervous to talk to those guys to say, hey, we're not performing as well. But I can believe that somebody like a Messi, DePaul, These guys should be putting this locker room together. Say, guys, the summer is over. World Cup is done. This is time to either keep shooting for the supporter shield, getting ready for the MLS playoffs, or we were just going to make, history of having the most, non-positive result in the league.
Now, Kai, let's talk about what's going on the field, but tactically here. What do you think the biggest issues Inter Miami is facing? Is it maybe Casemiro trying to get used to teammates? Is it something going on with the midfield? I hear Inter Miami fans complain sometimes about the style of play Inter Miami plays with the fullbacks up, kind of being, spread out a little too thinly on that defensive line. The center backs maybe covering too much ground. Partner, in your professional experience, what do you think the biggest issue with Inter Miami is right now?
Yes, you can talk about the midfield position, which is great. Me, again, I was a striker and I love playing against teams like Miami that allows a lot of goals. When we look at it, Miami's defense has allowed about 40 goals in 21 or 20 games gone. That's 2 goals a game if we want to put that into place. But yes, the midfield, listen, there's experience in Miami's midfield, but you need legs, because every one of these players from these other teams that we're looking at does have legs to cover up space and those things. But Miami's midfield is basically the strongest midfield, having Casemiro and DePaul and these guys in the middle, and even Messi dropping into the middle as positionally, because when Messi does drop into the middle, it gives Suarez a lot of space to run behind. This is what Suarez loves to do. They have that amazing connection, 1-2 connections that they do. But again, in that midfield, legs are one thing. We could talk about Casemiro coming into the league this year or this summer right now and trying to adapt to his new teammates. I don't think it's a difficult thing for him to do, to adapt. But to adapt to the league is something that could be difficult. The temperature is one thing, the summer heat that goes around, and getting used to MLS. It's not all that roses as people want to just come to America and be part of this whole thing. But there's definitely the strength in that midfield for them is good when they do have the ball. But when they don't have the ball, that's where the problem is. And we have to outline their backline. Miami's backline has obviously, everybody knows in the league, which, for myself, when I was in locker rooms, whenever we have these pre-game meetings, is saying they're going to allow goals. When you get your chances, score goals. So when you're facing teams like Montreal this weekend with a player like Prince Owusu that just, is a player that we have to look at. He has 13 goals. Messi has about the same amount of goals as Prince Owusu. So that's something that has to be a focus. And Miami's defense has to tighten it up a little bit also.
Kai KAMARA joining us, MLS legend again, and Apple TV. Now, Kai, I want to, you're striker, what's got second most goals in MLS history. Partner, I get asked the question about Germán Berterame more than I would like to admit. Now, for those of you that don't know that might be listening, Berterame came over to Inter Miami at the time, was a record fee in the MLS from Monterrey. Kai, in your honest opinion, obviously, be fair to Bertie, he had that injury, he had that concussion, he's coming back from that. But a lot of Inter Miami supporters maybe expected a little more fireworks from Bertie with Miami playing with the likes of Messi, Suarez, even young players like Silvetti. What have been your early impressions of Germán Berterame here as we're past the halfway point on the MLS season?
Listen, he's a class striker. He's a class player, and everybody has to respect that. He's done that. He's put in numbers, even recently, obviously, from Monterrey. Everybody knows what he can do, what he can produce, when he's on the field. Unfortunately, he has a little bit of an injury that, for me, myself, that's a striker, loves to use my head a lot. It's some things that we don't want to see players go down with. Again, there's a lot of pressure when it comes to that. You're going to a team where you're playing with Luis Suarez, another big name striker, and there has to be some gelling into that. And I believe in him. I love his personality. I love his work rate, because that's the one thing you can't take away from Berterame, because everyone sees it. Everyone sees that he's ready to work. Yes, there has to be frustrations from the fans, because when you spend the amount of money that you spend on a transfer to bring him over, you're expecting more goals, more this, but at 27 years old, not that age. And I think he has a lot more to do. Maybe it's not now. Again, right now, for me, it's almost like August slump for Miami. Nothing is working. Results not going their way. Messi obviously has the situation with his family. Is that affecting the whole locker room? I'm not sure. But yes, when I look at players like Germán Berterame, I can see him heating up just at the end of the summer, which has already happened, to the fall, hopefully getting into the October playoff season.
Now, Kai, a bit of a weird question, but I got to ask you because as someone who calls the games, I feel like guys are passing up opportunities to maybe get Lionel Messi the ball. Do you think the team is too reliant on Lionel Messi when it comes to the offensive side of things from what you've seen from Inter Miami this season?
That's true. That's true. That's something that's always happened when you talk about Miami. Again, Miami runs with Messi. Messi runs Miami. We all know that, and it's a lot of respect for a player like Messi to have that on his shoulders, and that's the only greatest players in the world that can do those things. Him and Ronaldo, they can carry teams to wherever the heights is, and he's done that being here with Leagues Cup and with the MLS Cup Championship. And people are seeing that, but then at the same time, you need other cast members to make sure that they're able to deliver when Messi is not in, because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Get 1-2 players. When Montreal played Miami before, or when Montreal's going to play Miami now, they will have game plans to get 2 players on Messi. Put 2 players on Messi and see what the team does. Every ball that we get, every ball Miami gets, if it's coming from DePaul, it's coming from KAMARA, the first outlook they're looking for is Messi. So how do we engage and men mark Messi to get him out of the game? Yeah, but again, that's where we talk tactics. Now, when that's happening, Luis Suarez is the guy who is he doesn't have the legs to do it as much, but he perfectly times his runs to get behind defense in such a good way. So Messi definitely is the guy that orchestrate this whole Miami thing, but he also, with the cast members around him, we just need to take more responsibility.
Once again, KAMARA joining us here on Pink Smoke, legendary goal scorer in the MLS and current Apple TV analyst. Now, Kai, right now with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet, Inter Miami remains the betting favorite despite the 5-game slump of having 4 losses and 1 draw. KAMARA, right now on August 26th, do you still think Inter Miami wins the MLS Cup, or could it be a Nashville, a Vancouver, or some of these teams that are ahead of Inter Miami on the Supporter Shield?
I am doubtful. Obviously, all the Miami fans are out there and wanting me to say, yes, Miami is going to be the team to win this one. But I am very doubtful because I think experience is going to be very good, but the legs is going to be tired out for Miami team. When we're looking at the Nashville is also a team that's doing very well in the Supporter Shield race. But again, MLS is about the playoffs. I've been there. Yep. We've been in the bottom of the league, and you become the last team that's squeezed into the playoffs, and then you become the hottest team. So sometimes it's not the team that's winning the Supporter Shield goes on to win the MLS Cup. But then again, the advantage of having a team like Miami, Inter Miami, is because of the experience that it does have on the field. There's no nervousness when it comes down to big games, because these players have played in bigger stadium and bigger stage. When it comes to this, they're able to be more calm. They don't need to pump themselves up for games. And to say, when I played for, I wouldn't say maybe a New England or Montreal, when we're getting into the playoffs and we're like, come on, guys, let's go. It's playoffs time. But these guys are like, hey, another game. Let's get ready for it. So no, for me, my pick, I do not see Inter Miami repeating the MLS Cup, but all the fans are going to come get me after they lift the cup and say, Kai, you were wrong.
Now, Kai, if I could press you a bit, partner, is it a Nashville? Is it a Vancouver? Or do you have a sleeper team that's maybe even below Inter Miami on the Supporter Shield race that you think could win it all this season?
Yes, I would love to see a new face in the MLS Cup. Obviously, Nashville has done very well, and we have to give them a lot of credit. Vancouver, one of my foremost squad, and had some runs in the playoffs before, but the team has been very hot at the moment. They're doing really well. And we talk about Messi, we talk about Lewandowski, but we also have to talk about Thomas Müller, what he's done, the addition from him, helping Vancouver, what they're doing on that side. But hey, I can't sleep on my LAFC because LAFC just knows how to get things done when it comes down to it. They just want to get in the playoffs, and those guys, the Boangas and Hugo Lloris, would be definitely ready. So I would love to see a new face on the MLS Cup this year.
I had a feeling you'd lean LAFC. I'll have to tell my buddy Dave Denham. Kai, I'll have to tell my buddy Dave Denham, who calls the games out there, that you said that. Now, once again, Kai Kamara joining us, legendary MLSer, Apple TV broadcaster. Now, Kai, I want to talk about your career a little bit because, like I said in the beginning, you played for 12 teams. And I know you got a lot of love.
We don't say. Don't put me on the spot.
I know.
Like that.
Listen. I know you have a lot of love for all these clubs, partner. But for, a legendary MLS player like you, is there a specific moment that you had as a player, a goal, a championship, a cup, a trophy, whatever it may be? Is there something that might stick out more so than other moments that you had in your career?
Oh man, that's great.
It's a tough question, Barty. Yeah, it's a tough
question.
Thank
you for not asking. I know. Thank you for not asking what's my favorite city, because that's what everybody asks.
I'll ask that next. Kai, how about this?
No,
we'll ask that next. We'll ask that next after you give me your favorite moment here. But partner, again,
Dude.
I mean, second on the goal scoring list in the MLS, it's nothing to snuff at. Do you have that favorite moment wearing an MLS jersey, maybe more so than the others?
No, it's great. It's great, Mike. And when you see, for me, I always celebrate all the teams that I've played for. Yes, I've played for so many, and people were like, "Don't stop. Come on, just go for 2 more different teams. Don't choose the same teams." And I was thinking about that, but it's not fair to my family. I just keep traveling around the country. But that's the blessing when I got to really taste all the different locker rooms, the different cities and different places. But I have to give it to my first ever club, Columbus Crew, where I made my debut against the city that I'm in at the moment, Kansas City, when they were Kansas City Wizards, played at Arrowhead Stadium. And in my debut, I scored my first goal. So that's definitely, to end up my career and being second highest goal scorer, I think I have to give it to my first goal ever, because that really did give me the joy of saying, wow, you're a professional soccer player and you just scored a goal. Hey, funny thing is, we lost the game. I'm a young guy. We're on the field. The game, we lost the game, but I'm in the locker room when our coach, Ziggy Schmidt, may his soul rest in peace, Ziggy's getting upset, getting mad, and I'm just sitting there selfishly like, oh my God, I can't believe I just scored my first professional goal. So that's something I keep close to me.
I love that, Kai. And you mentioned it was against Sporting. Partner, you played 107 games for Sporting, bagged 33 goals as well. And then, partner, you had a second stint with Columbus as well. You had the first stint where you played 36 games. And then I'm looking at your partner, the second stint, 46 appearances on a free. Brother, you went on a free and you scored 31 goals in 46 games. Columbus. Now, partner, I'm from Ohio. I'm from Cleveland.
Love that.
And the Crew, Crew's big up there. Now, granted, I'm the ultimate Inter Miami homer, and don't you forget it, Kai Kamara. But, the Crew, I
don't know what happened there. I don't know where they lost you.
Yeah,
but you're still saying OH.
Oh, you know that. Hang on, Kai. Hold on.
Let's go.
Ohio State.
Well, listen, there's a running joke. I do a 4 to 6 show with my partner, Colin Russo, called Russo and Rizzo. Partner, I can't talk about the Buckeyes enough, but the pride that state has for that team. Now, Kai, I got to transition that. Have you ever been to an Ohio State game? Did you ever go to a college football game at the Horseshoe?
Of course. I had to. Of course. You have to be there when you're in Columbus. Again, I'm a young boy, 21 years old, just get drafted by Columbus Crew. The biggest team in town is not the Crew. It's the best at Ohio State Buckeyes. So I lived on campus basically with everyone else. We went to, when Ohio State and Michigan games, we went to dip in the river all that. So it's great memories.
Now, Kai, Bullwinkles, the $2, they tore all our places down, partner. They tore it all down. I went back there 2 years ago. I go, where the hell are my bars? They tore it all down.
Oh no. Trust me, I have been back, and I was also sad just walking around just the old stomping grounds and seeing new things. But that just shows that we're old. It's time to move on.
Yeah, it is, Kai. Listen, I'll never move on from the Buckeyes, brother. And now I'm going to call you Kai Kamara, the Ohio State fan. So I hope you're okay with that. Now, Kai, listen, partner, appreciate all the time. Last thing here before he lets you go. Obviously, legendary career, second on the MLS goal scoring list. Like, what's the thing you're going to miss the most about playing? Like, obviously, now you're going to get to spend time with your family. It's it's going to be great in that sense. But, like, what are you going to miss the most about being a footballer?
A couple of things. Thanks, Mike. That's actually good, and I got goosebumps just after you said that. And family is big.
Right.
I recently, obviously, after I started having kids, I just enjoy when my kids were coming onto the field, to the locker rooms, and they talk to me about that now. And I was always knowing in my head that I'm gonna miss this one day when I can allow them to jump on the field and come on the field. So because I used to appreciate when I saw other players and their families and their kids come out on the field mostly, and I really enjoy that. I know most of us as professionals or athletes, we're always talking about the locker room. I'm gonna miss the locker room. I'm gonna miss the locker room, which is really true. We miss the locker room, but it's just the routine of waking up and knowing I have to go to practice, I have to go to training. I miss that. And lastly, the fans. Oh my God. I celebrate heart-shaped hands, and I get goosebumps just to think, stadiums used to I score a goal, they'll put heart-shaped hands up, or people will be like, God, and all this. And then, when those are gone, I think it's, those are things I definitely miss, because people are amazing. They make the game fun.
Now, Kai, listen, when you visit Inter Miami and beautiful New Bank Stadium, we could do the harp shapes together in the booth
that.
for the fans. All right. Sound good, partner?
I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and listen, thank you for joining us. Welcome on the show anytime. And seriously, when you're in Inter Miami, stop by the booth, brother. Would love to talk to you, get you on the air, do a quick hit, and all that good fun.
Great,
all right,
great.
And yeah, if you
so,
listen,
all the travels, it's been good, and now being able to help with the guys at the Apple desk, hopefully I get to say some sensible things.
Yeah, listen, you had a lot of sensible things with me, partner, and I can't wait to continue to watch your media career grow and to hear you, grow the best sport in the world in such a great country in the United States. Kai KAMARA, thank you so much for joining us, and I can't wait to see you down here in Miami, all right?
Thank you. Heart-shaped hands. I wish you can see it.
And so I can't see it. I got you on here, brother. I see you. I see you right now. But yeah, listen, Kai, appreciate you. We'll catch up with you later, partner, all right?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Once again, that was Kai KAMARA, legendary goal scorer in the MLS, joining us here on Pink Smoke, the second highest goal scorer in MLS history. Now, what an accomplishment. Like, more goals than Landon Donovan. Guys, the MVP award is for Landon Donovan in the league. This man we just talked to has more goals than the legendary goal scorer in the MLS, Landon Donovan, and United States men's national team, man. So, once again, can't thank Kai enough for joining us on Pink Smoke. This is ESPN 106.3 Pink Smoke, Mike Rizzo. Guys, Pink Smoke, we talk everything Lionel Messi, everything Inter Miami. And coming up next, folks, we will do the Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath injury report. We're going to see who might be getting back out onto the pitch, who might be taking a stint on that injured list. We're coming up next on ESPN 106.3.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coaches son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man!
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
This is Pink Smoke.
Messi, one-timer to Segovia, goal!
Here's Mike Rizzo.
Time to hit the injury report presented by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath have been serving injured people and their families for over 40 years. Once again, foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath, also proud sponsors of Inter Miami Corner Kicks. So when you hear me, voice of the Herons, Mike Rizzo, you hear a corner kick come up, you're going to hear me talk about our good friends at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. But let's get right into it because Inter Miami, they have been battered with injuries. I would say for the last month, since the international break and the World Cup ended and we came back from the international break, Inter Miami has had some bad luck with injuries. Now, Matteo Silvetti will remain injured. We're expecting to get the young Argentinian winger back coming up in late September. I think Silvetti is very important to Inter Miami when it comes to making an MLS Cup this year. Silvetti, who I think is a perfect flank off of that left side. Now, keep in mind, Silvetti's right-footed. So he plays as an inverted left winger where he could cut in, make passes inward to Lionel Messi and maybe people in the back stick. But I think Silvetti in front of net, too, is one of Inter Miami's more dangerous players. Looking forward to getting him back sooner rather than later. Another person on the injury report is Santiago Morales, who we really haven't seen a lot at all, even when healthy for Inter Miami this year. But he is expected back coming up mid-September. Santiago Morales, a fine young player on the injury report. And then I think the one that has hurt Inter Miami the most, we just talked to KAMARA. By the way, great interview, KAMARA. But KAMARA, the second leading goal scorer all-time in the MLS, played for 12 teams in the MLS. Really, you won't find a better man, too, than KAMARA. But he mentioned how much Inter Miami's back line has been in shambles. And I think a lot of that has to do with Mikael. Mikael was the bang-on starter for Inter Miami this season at that left center back role. And since he's gotten hurt, Inter Miami has really been thin on that back line. I don't think Gonzalo Luan and Maxi Falcone have been able to step up to the plate to the point where head manager and gaffer Guillermo Hoyos had to slip Ian Frey to that right center back position. Now, keep in mind, Ian Frey for the last 2 years has played that right back position going back to old gaffer Javier Mascherano and now for Guillermo Hoyos. So, truly, I think Mikael not being on the field has costed Inter Miami a couple of goals and maybe a couple of games. Now, games is a stretch. This is, there's 10 other players on the pitch as well. But you get the point. Ian Frey's moving inside and not playing that right back position anymore, which means guys like Facundo Mora, who aren't necessarily knocked on starters, in my eyes at least, talent-wise, in the MLS, have to step up in a big spot. 888-760-3776, that number to call on in. Again, my producer, Colin Russo, today behind the glass. Colin's debut of being on Pink Smoke. Now, Colin's just picked his favorite. Now, we all know Colin's favorite MLS team. It's the Inter Miami Herons, because duh. But Colin just picked his favorite Premier League team. Now, Colin, something I'm kicking myself at right now. KAMARA played for Norwich, and Norwich, at the time in 2013, they were in the Premier League. I forgot to ask that. He played 7 months at Norwich, scored 2 goals in 11 games. Not bad for a young striker at the time, may I say, coming on over from the MLS.
The most fascinating part about him is the 12 teams.
Yeah, 12 teams, dude. And
he's lived everywhere in the United States.
And that's why I asked him his favorite MLS moment. Darn it, I should have asked him the favorite city because he brought that up.
Yeah, what's a godforsaken city that you had to live in? Tell us. He definitely has one.
I mean, have you ever been to Canada?
No, I think Toronto's underrated, though. People like Toronto.
No. I'm talking about Montreal.
Oh, I don't know about Montreal.
Dude, French people hate me. Hate me. Dude, I am so loud.
So Colin, you're down on the French.
I'm not down on the French. I think the French they're lovely.
I'd like to go to a Canadians game.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I actually heard Toronto's a great time.
Oh, dude. So
the Rogers Center, as everybody says, is great. The Hockey Hall of Fame is there. Maple Leafs.
I've been to Toronto. Now, granted, Kyle, it's when you didn't need passports to cross the way. I was, 12, 13 years old. Really cool city, man. Really cool city. I didn't even, to the point where I didn't even realize I wasn't in the United States. You know what I mean?
Big city, too.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. It's got the
needle.
There you go. I almost said,
Was that Seattle?
I know. It's got a needle, too.
Okay.
So, as embarrassing as this is, what's the album? Drake's sitting on it.
Yeah, the Six, The Views. Views from the Six. No, it's The Views from the Six.
There you go. Yeah, well, he's sitting on that, giant needle, as you called it.
I wonder what the most godforsaken city you had to live in.
So hang on, let's actually let me go back to his page because quick reference, it seemed like Montreal could have been up there. Now, granted, he played for Norwich and Middlesbrough. So Colin, he played in the Prem for 2 different teams, Norwich and Middlesbrough. New England, he's lived in Boston. Okay. So let's count them again.
We like Boston.
I love Boston. Great city. Columbus. Colin, San Jose has to be a godforsaken city. He played 12 games.
Did you go to Sharks games?
That has to be a godforsaken city. I'm down on Houston.
I've never been to Houston.
Been there once.
I'm all good.
Oh, dude,
I'm not dying to get there.
My brother can't stand it more than me, regardless. Kansas City,
people say good things about Kansas City for what it's worth.
Good Midwest city, good barbecue. I don't know anything about Norwich. You think Norwich in England?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay. He went back to Kansas City, and then he went to Middlesbrough in England. Do you think,
Most places in England outside of London are.
Now, I love the Premier League. You guys know this. It's one of my favorite leagues on the planet. United, one of my favorite teams on the planet. Dude, Kyle, their food, give London credit. It's an international city. Great.
It's like a New York City.
Great food. You're going to go to great restaurants there. Kyle, the rest of the country.
You get beans and toast.
In the morning. I'm not a breakfast person as it is in the morning, let alone toast with.
Yeah, they can't eat up north.
Pinto beans.
Very strange. Very strange. Can't eat up. They do not eat well up north.
Columbus, Boston, Vancouver, Colorado. Now, he probably lived in Colorado Springs because that's where the stadium is.
Oh, that's definitely. I've heard it's nice. First, nice
Amazing.
where Air Force is.
It's where cousin Michael is right now. He needs to come home. Kyle, Minnesota. That's a godforsaken state. We'll never do.
Underrated state. You hate it.
Fine. I don't hate it. But I heard it's anyway. So I'm thinking here, Montreal, Vancouver.
San Jose is number one.
Dude, San Jose. He was, and you want to know why I think he hated it? He was there for 12 games.
Well, he couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Folks, you hear that music? That means it's time for us to go. Sometimes friends have to go away, but a part of them stays with you forever. Remember that in this life. Appreciate KAMARA, the second highest goal scorer in MLS history, joining Pink Smoke tonight. Looking forward to seeing him down here in Miami. Let's hope our Herons can pick up a win coming up Saturday. I'll talk to you next on our Inter Miami Radio Network. This Saturday, Inter Miami hosting Montreal. We'll catch up with you later. This has been Pink Smoke on ESPN 106.3.